Welcome along to the Meadows Jungle. The Castleford Tigers taking on St Helens here. What a week it's been for Saints. Just 8 days ago, they were on top of the Rugby League world. Now it's back to the bread and butter of the Super League and Saints' journey to gain an unprecedented fifth successful grand final win. Well, it starts here at the home of the Castleford Tigers, who'll be looking to bounce back from a disappointing loss at Hull last week. That's the Tigers dressing room. Lee Radford not happy, had made changes on the back of that performance at Hull. But it's all about the champions. How will they bounce back? Johnny Lomax leads out St Helens here. A full house and a cracking instalment of Super League action is on the way. The sun's shining now, we've had rain, wind. It's a chilly one in West Yorkshire, but the Saints fans are here in big numbers as they look to cheer on their heroes. Will they be going yet again to the grand final at Old Trafford? Can Castleford pick up a first win here? Big following, as always, on home soil for Castleford. As they come out here, it's a hostile environment. And we're looking forward to seeing how the two teams react. So another thrilling instalment of Super League awaits. Can Castleford Tigers down the World Club Challenge and four-time defending Super League champion St Helens? The jungle is packed. You've got the best seat in the house. Castleford Tigers against St Helens is live on Channel 4 next. So the teams out onto the field here then at the Meadows Jungle. Castleford Tigers against St Helens in a Betfred Super League. It's Saints' first Super League game. Kyle Amor, former Saints man, made his last ever St Helens appearance on this ground. There's a man in the middle, Liam Moore, our referee. And Kyle, I know you're immensely proud of your former teammates, but this is a tough ask for them, isn't it, back in the Super League?
Yeah, it certainly is, Mark. Good afternoon to you and everyone at home. You know, this is a very, very different challenge for this crop of players, one that they've never been exposed to before. Yes, they've won so many trophies along the way over the last 4 years, but this is a challenge that they haven't faced. Flying back from Australia only 8 days ago with a huge win under their belt against the wounded Tigers. Jacob Miller, one of those new signings that were brought in alongside Gareth Whittam to provide spark and impetus into this Castleford team. You know, they fell just shy, didn't they, last year? Fell out of the race for the playoffs towards the end. And for them, it's a huge shot in the arm if they can get a win over the champions. I don't feel that this Helens side have been so vulnerable over the last couple of weeks because of the things that we've mentioned. The opportunity for Castleford to kickstart their 2023 season off at home awaits.
Yeah, well, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, Rugby League together, it's an inclusion fixture today. Rugby League is proud of the fact that it is really a sport for everyone. We heard from some of England's PDRL World Cup winning squad earlier on with Kyle. We've got the LDRL players here as well. Men, women, got the wheelchair brand of the game as well. Rugby League is a sport for everyone. And this afternoon, we have got an absolute cracker for you. St Helens will kick off in their white strip with that famous red V across the chest. The Castleford Tigers looking for a first Super League win of the season, beaten at Hull last week. Will today be the day they get their first win. The Betfred Super League is back underway on Channel 4, and it's Castleford who've got first use of the ball. And the win, we just saw it there holding up the kick as George Griffin makes his way forward. And Lee Radford, we heard from him earlier, he wants his team to start quickly, and they're moving it wide quickly. Good sliding defence. Lewis Dodd, the man who kicked the winning drop goal last week, with a tackle.
He certainly did, and this man who has the ball in his hands now. Well, he was fantastic last week over that win at Hull. Beretta Faraimo, 2 tries to his name and 191 metres with ball in hand. He'll be a constant threat out of backfield. But for me, it's this now. It's the width of the ball that they're moving. Long pass to long pass. Well, they've got numbers if they go over the top. Miller, can he get it away to Evans? He does. Now they'll move it wide. And a chance down the far touchline. And Castleford are racing away now. Evans on the inside. He's dropped it. Niall Evans has just
dropped a certain try for Castleford. What a start that would have been for the Tigers. They did search for numbers out wide, but they couldn't get it over the line.
Well, it was a near perfect start, Mark, wasn't it? They start off the set moving the ball from left to right and then work the way down that channel before it's width of pass to Widdop, to Miller, into that danger man, Jacob Mamo. We spoke about him pre-game, and Niall Valls, all he has to do is the most simplest part of that move, and the chance goes begging for Castleford Tigers. Great start from them.
It was a great start. St Helens trying to defend narrow, were exposed there. A little messing about in the scrum, but Saints will get it. Big following have made their way over there, stood behind the post away to the right. They'll be hoping it doesn't rain. You can see them, they're packed in. Great to see a full house in the Super League. As Saints are looking to offload on their own 30-metre line. Widdop trying desperately to wrap up Matautia, who shows his sheer strength as Lussick gets it away on the near side.
Yes, Siona Matautia there. I thought he was outstanding in those 2 games in Australia, as his back row partner missing today, Curtis Sheridan.
Ball now works its way to Lomax, now Bell. Well, you mentioned Curtis Sheridan. He was, when we initially got to him, he was expected to play today, but ill today. So James Bell comes into the starting lineup as the ball moved out wide to Hurrell. They're just over halfway.
Quality vision there from Lomax, catch and pass under pressure from McShane.
Here's a high kick. Let's have a look at the wind. So they are going into the wind here. This is going to hold up Evans. Oh, that's a great catch. And he got hit for his trouble. He knew what was coming. That was brilliant play from the fullback.
Yeah, it certainly was. And it was allowed to do so because of the work that George Griffin does on Lewis Dodd. Lewis Dodd's kicking game was exceptional last week. And as a result, Niall Valls is just able to take that ball in under the pressure from the Red V.
Tackle goes in. Oh, there's a problem here.
Oh, he's in trouble,
Percival, he almost, I don't want to say a trip, but his leg got caught in the tackle, didn't it? It didn't look right, and he's in a bit of pain here. This is a problem, as Castleford will kick downfield, and this could be a potential 40-20 kick. What a kick it is. What a kick from Castleford Tigers. Paul McShane, former man of steel. Look, this is the kick. He was right on the 40-metre line. That means Castleford will get the ball 15 away, but they've got a big problem. This is it there. Percival's, his shin or his lower leg just got caught. That didn't look good. He's hobbling back into the line, Carl, but he looks in a world of trouble at the moment.
Well, he's still not there, and if Castleford to recognise, they go to him. They're going to tie up through the middle of George Griffin. Paul McShane there in his 199th appearance for Castleford. And that 40-20 could be huge.
Here's McShane now, gets it away. Ball taken in by Albert Vete, making his debut. Former Hull Kingston Rovers. There is Percival hobbling around defensively. Castleford going to go that way. McShane will go to Widdop, gets it away to Miller. Miller to Evans. Evans thought about going out wide, but Saints slid across nicely. Inside the 10 they are. Miller, formerly of Wakefield, drops the ball back underneath. Saints defend it well. Percival out on this near side, he's still hobbling around. Are they going to test him? They're going to go this way now. Miller wrapped up, good line speed from the Saints. McShane is looking. Widdop is to his right-hand side. Here he goes now to Widdop. Widdop's just going to dribble a kick through. It's picked up. Big chance. Ball back on the inside. What a tackle from Percival. Well, he might be hobbling around on one leg, but he's just saved a certain Castleford try there. That was a great tackle.
We'll talk about a try saver. That's exceptional to get off that pass and to hold. I think it's Mallett. Just look at the red shirts in and around it. And that's one of the features about this Saints side over the last 4 or 5 seasons. It's their ability to turn up when all else looks to be failed. Conrad Hall now taking the ball, and he's welcomed by a committee.
Well, they're flying in the Tigers. The Saints fans are appealing for a penalty. Liam Moore's having none of it at the moment. These are the tough carries, these are the hard yards. Percival again puts his hand up. What an effort. If anything sums up a bloke, that last 60 seconds sums him up to a T.
Absolutely. A terrific start from Castleford. Lee Radford mentioned about how he wanted to start fast. Well, you know, a break and a 40-20 and just applying the pressure now. Walmsley. What another big run that is.
Yeah, Saints appearance 250 today for Alex Walmsley. as Lomax will kick the ball, and that, you have to say, is a pretty decent outcome from a Saints side who started a metre off their own line. They're going to turn it over inside the Castleford 20.
Well, it's a perfect set because they were under so much pressure, weren't they, early on, as Mamo now to Faraimo, and Sione Matauti and Morgan Knowles and Matty Lee's all in there. I don't believe this Castleford side can take the game set for set with St Helens. I think their best option is to move the ball around, make St Helens feel leggy, make them work harder than they have to do. I think it's a pulled out there. Yeah, it's a penalty. It's just silly from Percival. I think it's tackle 4 as well. Those are real coach killers. You see there, Percival, he can't help himself, just pulls the ball away.
Well, we were going to get a catch then from Gareth Widdop's kick. Percival, well, the good and the bad, the great tackle on his own line, but he's invited Castleford over halfway again. And they're down below us here.
Come on, Sione. Hold.
McShane waits at dummy half. Widdop busy, gets it to Miller. Miller again, they're looking to expose that far side, and again they'll get it away to Mamo. And Mamo down the sideline. Good tackle from Ritson, did just enough to get back.
Well, so certainly is some pace out on that far side of the field in Mamo and Ritson. An opportunity for the Maryport-born Cumbrian, wearing the red V today.
All the way, Joey. Hold.
Ball over on the far side. Here now is Miller. Miller gets it away. Widdop, little show and go, gets it now wide. Here's a chance. Oh, the foot pass was in front. Broadbent's pass. The idea was right. The execution wasn't. Faraimo, well, he may have had a strolling in the corner. This pass, though, the no-look pass.
Well, they've created space once against Mark, haven't they? They're threatening St Helens out on the edges. It was Mamo inside the first couple of minutes, and on that occasion there, if Broadbent can execute that pass, there's a certain 4-pointer. A bright start from Castleford.
Well, Lee Radford said that he wanted his team to start strongly early on. They have done. The only thing they haven't done in this opening 8 minutes is put some points on the board, but Saints penned in their own end, and Hurrell this time slow to get to his feet as Ritson, who was the game's most prolific try scorer last year, 33 in 31 games for Barrow, and now he's earned his side a penalty as well.
That's one of the good parts about T. Ritson. I played against him with Cumbria v Jamaica last October, and his ability to win penalties out of backfield with good footwork. But on that occasion, I think it's Paul McShane who has a little tug on the ball, and St Helens will start just over the halfway line and into the territory of Castleford Tigers.
Lees with a strong carry, still over the halfway line. No James Roby today, the veteran. Rested, we understand it, for this one. As Matautia gets through a gap, quickly closed down. And Lusick, a rare start for him. He was ever present last year for St Helens, but most of those off the bench. I guess when you've got one of the game's greats in front of you, you've got to be patient, and patient he has been, but very much a part of the St Helens success last season. Here now is Dodd, gets it away to Lomax, moves it wide. Here's Wellsby. Wellsby gets it to Hurrell. Great pass, Ritson for the corner. Ritson for the corner. He thinks he's got this one down. This would be a sensational try. The question is, has he got it down? Let's hear from our video referee, who says thinks it's a try on the field, Liam Moore.
Okay, so we're checking touch and touching goal as well as grounding play, so we can go straight to the corner view. Ritson's in possession of the ball, sets up. Okay, pause it there. His knee is in touch, so I've made my decision.
Cheers, mate.
So the video referee had a look. We thought T. Ritson had come up with an absolute special, but his leg went over the sideline. No try for Saints, couldn't have been any closer.
Yeah, T. Ritson, you mentioned it, Mark, earlier. 70 tries in 73 games with Barrow, and the boy can finish, but on that occasion, Castleford Tigers' last-ditch effort in defence was brilliant. Jacob Mamo, Jordan Turner, everybody pushing off and ultimately saving a try. In this opening 10 minutes, Mark, we're in for a game here.
Okay, George, go.
Well, two teams who like to play and throw it around and score great tries. That was almost one of the very best. Still maintain that rule change to take out the corner flag. One of the best things they ever did in rugby league.
Albert Vette and Matty Lees head on each other. Two opposite numbers going at it.
Hold me.
Lees, of course, he loves the contact.
Here's Miller. 200 appearances for Wakefield Trinity, just up the road. Made the short switch in the off-season. Here now, forward goes Griffin. Good carry from him.
Good carry, finds his front, quick play of the ball. McShane to jump off the back.
It's Lawler, can't get the ball away. I'll tell you what, Sione Matautia, what a start he's had. What a physical player he is.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. You know, he spent 7 seasons out in the NRL, 124 appearances, and the last 2 of Saints have been arguably 2 of his best.
Comfortable catch for Jack Wellsby. Castleford will be more than aware now. The back-to-back young player of the year in Super League. Player of the match last week when Saints become World Club champions. And now Saints working their way forward. A bit of an arm wrestle developing here as Percival thankfully looks to have shaken off that leg injury. And now Lussick gets it away. Little jinking run from Lomax. Lussick to Wormsley, eating the meters again. Tackled 40 out, wants a quick play of the ball. Last tackle. They'll go to Dodd. Dodd is going to just float the kick up high. He's going to invite Evans towards the sideline. He got the ball and he might have got a slap on the chin for his troubles as well there from John Bennison.
Yeah, John Bennison there, pushing it close. Beretta Faraimo runs behind his own play and gives himself up as a voluntary tackle. That's okay.
Well done, Beretta.
Here come Castleford, who are looking to move it at every opportunity. They certainly feel that their left edge is the go-to edge at the moment.
It certainly is out there with Kenny Edwards, Jordan Turner and Jacob Mamo. You know, last week when they managed to get back into the contest against Hull FC after being 32 points to 6 down, it was largely through the involvement of that left-hand side.
Well, yeah, they're going the other way and the skill wasn't quite good enough and Saints defence forces an error. Referee surely going to blow up there. Mellor was caught, he couldn't get the ball away quickly enough. The Saints defence was too quick.
But just look at the acceleration there. As soon as that ball leaves Widdop's hands, the acceleration from Percival to get in the eye line of Mellor and test his skill, well, it pays dividends.
This is St Helens. First time they've had the ball this far down the field on the opening tackle. And Castleford were exposed, weren't they, last week at Hull from set pieces, and it'll be something that Saints will have looked at.
Well, they conceded 2 tries from scrums last week. It looks like they're going to shift out to that right-hand side through Lomax. He takes it on.
Well, they potentially had an overlap there, but Lomax deciding just to keep the ball. But here comes St Helens now. Wormsley, good first contact on him.
A solid hit from George Griffin.
Set restart. Set restart though. Here's Lees, will go forward again. 15 away.
Move, back heading, Niall.
Lussick
Hold. Go 1.
gets it away. Here now is Dodd, gets it to Wellsby. Matautia runs it in within 10, now within 5. Tackle made. Castle have been asked some questions on their own line. Have they got the defensive resolve to hold on as Dodd gets it away? Here now is Knowles. Takes it forward, right in front of the post. They're lining up left here. Surely that's where they're going, although Lomax is to the right. The decoy, they go with Wormsley. They've got bodies around him. Ball's on the ground. Castleford collect it.
Yeah, sloppy offload there from the big fella. He just goes into contact, tries to use all of his 6'5" frame to offload that ball in almost an impossible situation. And Castleford is first to react. I think it's Griffin who's first to pounce.
The offload was potentially on, but he didn't find his man.
Yeah, there's too much traffic around him for that. However, I have seen over the last few years, but that is a better offload as Turner now straightens up.
Yeah, former St Helens player Jordan Turner. Long distinguished career. Ball now to Widdop, who just had to be wary of Dodd. Then he goes it. Oh, that looked a little bit high. His head certainly rocked back in the tackle, Gareth Widdop, who just has a glance at the official as Miller goes high and Wellesby will collect.
There's a huge disconnect in the chase there from Castleford. T. Ritson now, if he can get on the outside, he's got pace to burn.
He has
Here
got
he goes.
pace to burn, but look at this, you just see it there, you see the forwards of St Helens. Was that high? It was just under the chin, not on it. The Saints forward pack though, Kyle, still some of them getting onside, but that's a great carry from Conrad Hurrell.
And that's exactly what Castleford will want to do, keep this scoreline relatively close, knowing that the Saints have had an awful lot of mental and physical recovery to do over this week. Offload there from Bell.
Yeah, good offload as well. Here now is Lomax jinking his way forward. Edwards makes the tackle. St Helens starting to enjoy some better field position now. What can they do with it? Wellesby's just going to chip over the top. Evans is sweeping up. Nice bounce though for Widdop, who is tackled on his own line.
Well read there from Gareth Widdop. Just sees the chip over the top and reacts there before anyone can get a hand on him. But this is where Saints live in this part of the field, Mark. They really, really tighten up and they go after their opposition. 2 tackles gone, 4 metres made.
16 minutes gone. Albert Vete has gone for a breather already over on the far side as McShane waits for the play of the ball, and it's taken forward now by Watts, who's just come on. Down the short side they work it, looking now, hands again, Mamo dances down the touchline, needs support, fired the pass inside, it was never on. And St Helens have got it back again, but for the 3rd time, Jake Mamo released down that far touchline side.
Oh, he's tiptoeing down there, isn't he? But just a sloppy pass on the inside. Almost whether you could have just took the tackle, stepped back in field, got him on the next play, and they panicked.
They did, but Saints now are going forward with Bell. Scotland international.
Stand up, goal free.
Plays the ball, Lomax, Wellesby. Another strong collision on the edge of the Castleford 20-metre area. Joey Lussick gets it away. Dodd, Mataudia gets it away to Wellesby. Had to put the brakes on as he saw Lawler. Gets a nice pass away though to Bell. Bell finds Hurrell. Hurrell sidesteps his way in, looking to keep it alive. Oh, it's another good offload. Saints going back down the short side, kick ahead, and it's dropped by Castleford. I think that's going to be a knock-on from Castleford. Evans couldn't take it in, a little bit off the cuff from St Helens, but they're starting to click into gear now, the champions.
Yeah, it was beautiful interplay, wasn't it, from Matautia back to Wellesby, who skips across the right-hand side of the field, threads a kick through, and Avalds there comes up with his 2nd error of the afternoon. That one was a much more tricky one to take in.
Well, Castleford have created chances, but they haven't put any of them away, and now St Helens are knocking on the door, and there's a problem there, bit of blood from the, well, he's got blood all over there, George Griffin. Bit from the eye, bit from the mouth. Who'll be a front rower, Kyle Amor?
It's a tough old game, isn't it? But George Griffin, he's been around, hasn't he? 30 years old now. Played 26 of the 29 games last year for Castleford Tigers and signed a 3-year contract last July. So he's highly thought of here at the club. But just going back to those missed chances, Mark, it's not often that you get so many chances against a quality side in St Helens, and you just often wonder at the end of this afternoon if those will be perhaps something that Lee Radford will be scratching his head, knowing that a chance gone missing.
That's where we believe he got. You see there straight away the blood above the eye. Tough old game in the, well, not just in the front row, wherever you play in the sport of rugby league, and now St Helens have got a chance to open up their account in the Super League, and now they get it away. Lomax with a pass, it's intercepted, and that looked a high shot this time on Widdop. Well, St Helens, a big chance goes begging for them.
Certainly does. I think Johnny Lomax wanted that pass just a touch earlier. It's almost impossible for him to tip that ball on. Mark Percival reacted to the ball in the air and just catches Gareth Widdop high. I don't think there's too much in that, really. It is a penalty, of course, but I don't think there's any malice. I think they're just both competing for the same ball.
It probably looked worse than it was, didn't it? But Castleford will be relieved there that their line is still intact. They were way behind, weren't they, early on at Hull last week?
I tell you what, it's a much better start from them, isn't it? You know, 20 minutes in and 0-0, a couple of chances gone begging, and they're looking to move the ball once again, aren't they? I really like what they're doing.
Well, they think they've found a weakness. They're attacking Hurrell and Ritson over on that Far side, now they come near side. Little run around for Widdop, fires it wide to Faraimo. Faraimo's going to have to try and stay in the field of play, and he'll do that.
Yeah, good defence there from John Bennison.
Widdop's
Big performer last year, wasn't he, John Bennison? Out of nowhere.
He was. Part of the run to the grand final, the youngster. As McShane jumps out, Widdop has been busy, gets it away to Miller. They've got numbers again here. Ball out wide. Mamo just had to jump to catch it. Comes back inside, loops the pass to Kenny Edwards. Edwards goes past one. 15 away, last one for Castleford. Approaching the halfway point of the first half. Will now the deadlock be broken? Miller is going to hoist it high, but there were no chasers there. Bennison will catch it on the line. I think the outside backs there, Carl, thought that was going through the hands.
Yeah, they did, but just look at the kick pressure there on Jacob Miller. I think Miller's actually injured off the back of it. It was a perfectly timed tackle to put kick pressure on, to allow that catch to be taken in. And it's the small details about St Helens that they execute so well. Ash Golding mentioned it pre-game. All the little details, well repeated over and over, is what wins you titles.
Wormsley, another good run. Miller makes the tackle. Lussick gets it away. Lomax on the front foot, gets it wide to Conrad Hurrell. Hurrell drives it forward. Tackle just inside the 40. Wormsley just getting a running, repairing backfield as Dodd will go high. Evans should get this, but Knowles has got it, and Knowles collected it. You could see Knowles. He timed that to perfection.
Well, Morgan Knowles, he certainly doesn't miss. He just times that so well. Big contact from him.
Nice offload from Mamo, finds Lawler. Well, I said who'd be a front row, who'd be a fullback. Wow.
I tell you what, you've got to get that perfect, haven't you, Mark? Otherwise, you can find yourself in a spot of bother. Morgan Knowles, such a devastating defender.
Ball looked over the top, play on. Faraimo almost got away, tried to get it to Broadbent, just couldn't get the pass away, but Castleford expanding play. They're testing out the petrol left in the St Helens tank after a whirlwind couple of weeks for them.
I tell you, this is a quality game.
High kick goes up, Bennison calls for it, gets up high. He'll be used to those types of kicks as well, and a nice kick return from Bennison, who of course played at fullback a lot last season.
Yeah, cover tackle there from Liam Watts after 3 or 4 defenders. Escapes the clutches from them. T. Ritson now just dancing in between defenders.
Be interesting if he gets a clear run today. There'll not be many quicker than him.
That's great work there from Kenny Edwards. Out at marker, so quick to chop Alex Wormsley down as he leaves the field after a 22-minute stint.
Yeah, on comes the veteran Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook, 37 years of age, and here he is now bringing the ball forward.
Over 400 Super League appearances. LMS, he's only one of 14 players to do so in the Super League era.
When you think he plays in the front row, high kick, Evans relieved this time that when he looks up, he's not got Morgan Knowles stood right in front of him. And now the ball working its way. Big shot goes in again. Well, I didn't envisage 22 minutes in, we wouldn't have any points on the board.
No, it's a testament, isn't it, to both sides. Really, I just think Castleford will be so pleased with how they started the game, and they've created chances, Mark. On the balance of play, they've probably edged this competition so far. Jacob Mamo through the middle of the field, he's away.
Jake Mamo racing away, he's got support with him, he runs away from Broadbent. Looking for support, now he gets it, Broadbent's put it down, and Wellesby's going the other way. Well, Jake Mamo there, he ran away from Broadbent, and in the end, when he gave him the ball, it went on the ground, but that is another Castleford Tigers missed opportunity.
I can't believe the amount of work and good work that Jacob Mamo's done, but the last part of his detail of his play has been pretty shocking.
Go on.
Ball going forward.
Move. Back end, come on with me. Hold.
Here with St Helens. Here now is Dodd, gets it away. No, lovely pass to Percival. Percival bumps off one. Flick pass inside to Dodd. Dodd going, gets past the gets to the fullback who brings him down. 8 metres away, Saints now. Here's Lomax, short pass. Wellsby, he's over. St Helens lead. The champions, despite being under the pump early on in the jungle, they come roaring back. And it's Wellsby who's in under the post. St Helens lead 4-0.
And it all starts, doesn't it? Jake Mamo there. Brilliant work once again from him. But he almost just runs out of ideas. You can see he's looking for support. There's nobody there. And he just flicks the pass. And it's not well executed. As a result, Jack Wellsby in again.
Yeah. Scored in Penrith last week. Scores in Castleford this week.
Yeah. He's 21 years old and he's done it all already. He might as well just quit now. He scores a try to open the account for St Helens. 4-0 with a kick to come right under the sticks. What a quality player. You mentioned that performance last week. Well, it was out of this world. And it's only his 86th appearance for St Helens. And again, he's already won and done so much in the game.
No Tommy Makinson today, so Mark Percival will be on kicking duties. Looking to turn the 4 into 6, and this is as straightforward as they come. Well, you mentioned that Castleford will be happy with their start. I'm not so sure. I think they'll be disappointed that they weren't in front themselves, and now they fall behind as Percival steps forward and does make it 6 points to 0.
Well, look, it's a much better, much more improved start, but the execution of it, Johnny Lomax there just playing off the back of a quick ruck, eyes open. You just know that when your halfbacks and fullbacks are just hitting space, it's a good sign from them. They've withstood some pressure, haven't they, St Helens, but they've been able to hit back first.
Well, we'll get the stats. And Mamo has made 4 clean breaks, and they've got nothing to show for that.
You know, there's 3 errors that's come off the back of his clean breaks. That pass to Niall Evans, the offload, and there was another one in there as well. It's a big carry there, back into Adam Milner, I think it is, off the bench.
Yeah.
Matty Lees.
Adam Milner closing in on 300 appearances in his career as well. Ball with the Saints side then. Here is McCarthy, Scarsbrook, Watts goes at it. They've met many times.
Release 3, wait.
Tackle made, Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook. Ball away here, there's a chance for Bell. Bell breaks through the line, they're trying to get up the middle in support. Bell's still going, he's going to put boot to ball, looking for Ritson. Ritson just can't keep it in. Well, James Bell breaks the line, but was that the right option?
I don't think so. It's tackle 3. It's a beautiful move, isn't it, from left to right. James Bell there dancing in between players. Perhaps if he had his time again, he'd just take the tackle, get him on the next play.
Help me out and not surrender.
And he knows it as well.
Okay, what's that?
He knows it, and those Cas fans are letting him know it as well.
Okay, mate, go on. Go. 1, move!
Tigers bringing it forward then.
Wait!
Behind, and they'll feel they should be in front. The fine margins of Super League.
2, move! Oh, now, Joey. Wait. Goal 2.
Here goes Griffin.
3.
Good carry.
He's had a couple of them so far this afternoon, George Griffin.
Ball taken in, good offload from Watts. Widdop gets it away. Here now is Alex Mellor. Mellor tries to get through one. Good tackle from Dodd.
They do so well off the back of an offload as he rolled down the short side here. They've got numbers.
They have got numbers, and the pass to Faraimo was on, but they didn't take it. Last one. Castleford 20 away. Touchline side. What can they do here? They'll loop the ball to Miller. Miller just puts up the kick. Should be collected by St Helens, and it is. And I think Percival took everybody out there, even his own man, Sione Matautia, but he came up with the ball, and that's what matters.
It was a terrible pass from 9, wasn't it, to Jacob Miller? And as a result, he has to step back hard off his left foot and put almost a nothing kick into the air. Percival there to claim.
Here is Ritson. Ritson looking to put the footwork on early, but Castleford will be fully aware of him. Ball now works its way across. Here is Bell,
Move.
having just made that break.
Jake Wingfield fresh onto the field now as he takes over. I thought he was pretty much an unsung hero out in Australia. You know, he really mixed up his game, introduced players onto the ball, but then when he needed to, carry the baton forward.
Here's a kick that is caught on the full. Saints are there defensively. They'll try and get it away to Mamo. Mamo again puts his head through the tackle. Again he offloads, but Miller's got no one to give it to, and maybe Castleford there just a little bit on heels.
That's the danger sign for St Helens, isn't it? Castleford's ability to offload the ball. And as soon as they do it, just watch next time how quick they move the ball out wide.
Release.
Trying to expose space.
Kane Robb into the action here. Jumps out of dummy half, replaces Paul McShane. Wanted a quick play of the ball there, Rob, and didn't get one. Evans gets it wide, and good tackle made on the far side. Saints defending so far in this set. Okay. Watts gets it away to Edwards. Edwards with a no-look pass out wide. Turner is wrapped up on the 30. Last one. The wind whistles around this old ground. Here now is Miller, gets it away to Widham. Widham, not the best pass, gets it away. Broadbent's just going to put it high. He'll give chase and should be taken at the back by Wellesby. Broadbent went for the steal and didn't quite get it.
Nearly.
Move.
Saints bringing the ball out of their own end. Just the 6 points so far here at the Jungle. Well, there's been plenty to enjoy about this one so far. Castleford have wasted a few opportunities. Ooh, that pass was... Well, that got the crowd interested down below as they thought that went forward, but you see the possession pretty tight at the moment. St Helens just nudging that statistic. It's a good carry forward.
Hold. Goal 2.
From Sam Royal, who's out there. Lussick wrapped up in the dummy half position. Here now is Lomax. Lomax gets it away. In fact, it was Dan Norman, wasn't it, who's on the field? Dan Norman then. He's on it again now. Dan Norman. Oh, he's lost it. He lost the ball. That came out. Well, just on off the bench to make an impact. That was not the impact he wanted to make.
Well, it's his second carry in the set, and usually you don't really want your front rowers doing that, doubling up in carries. Having said that, he has to do better than that there. He just loses the ball too simply. Big Dan Norman, 25 years old, a single appearance for Ireland in the World Cup. 3 tries last year for St Helens.
Don't go early, Saints.
So St Helens not getting to the end of their set.
Let's get in, please. Okay, time's over. Shot clock off. Out.
Ball comes out of the scrum. Here is Faraimo now. Oh, it's a willing runner, and now there's a penalty.
I think it's Percival offside from the base of the scrum. Just jumps the line. It's a penalty. And one thing you can't afford to do on this pitch, it's probably about 10 or 15 metres shorter than any other field, is as soon as you give a penalty away, Mark, you find yourself defending your own line in the blink of an eye. And Castleford are so good over the years at exposing that, putting on set plays and executing. Although, having said that, their execution today has probably been the part that's let them down.
It has. Here's Milner. He's lost it. Went backwards though. Picked up by Kane Robb. Robb offers the dummy. Oh, he's lost it now. So Castleford are just coming up with a few errors here. Kane Robb. He became a father this week. Arabelle Phoebe, a new addition to the Robb family. We wish all well. Hope they're all safe and well. He'll have had an eventful week, that's for sure.
He might be feeling a bit worse than some jet-lagged players.
Heads in.
Lack of sleep.
The scrum, maybe.
Out.
Here now is Percival, drives it forward, wraps up. Can Saints add to their lead before the break? I think you gave Paul Wellens a 2-score advantage after the opening 20 minutes here. He would have... Well, he would have taken that every day of the week.
Oh, look, I think the message from Paul Wellens is this is round one. This is round one, and you should be excited. You should be up for it, regardless of how you've been flew all over the world or not. You know, almost talking to Paul earlier, he mentioned the fact that pretty much after today, the whole World Club Challenge thing, we have to move on from it and attack the season as brand new.
Well, here they go, looking to inflict Castleford's second defeat of the season as a carry takes them within 15 here. What can Lusick do? He'll get it away now. Dodd just dribbles the kick. Oh, it's dropped by Miller. That's going to be another set, is it? They're going for the corner. It is another set. So Hurrell tackled a metre away, but St Helens here with a wonderful opportunity to score their second try. Ball taken forward. Moves Mustafa into the action for his Castleford Super League debut. Ball now goes to this near side and the ball out the back. Chance here for Bennison. Bennison working his way forward. Tackle made. Matautia gets it infield. Lomax gets it away now. McCarthy Scarsbrook takes it forward. Tackle made by Milner and Mustafa. There was a knock-on, though. So, well, we criticised Castleford for coming up with errors. St Helens coming up with a few of their own now. Yeah,
it's been a sloppy last 5 or 6 minutes for the Saints. And it's Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook on that occasion there. He just tries to roll out with a tackle. Adam Milner all over him. But he does lose possession of the ball. It is an error. And it's Castleford will survive that attack from Saints once more. See there.
Going to be a scrum then for Castleford. Just over 5 remaining here. Quite a quiet Weldon Road this afternoon. They're normally quite vociferous, and now they've earned themselves another penalty at the scrum.
Yeah, this will be disappointing for Paul Helens. The fact that they've just gifted field position to Castleford.
Has he kicked this in touch? He hasn't. He hasn't found touch, and Ritson's away! T. Ritson sidestepping his way forward. He's tackled. What an error from Castleford. Not finding touch. I think the wind just caught it as he kicked for touch, and now St Helens have got another chance. Wow, that was such an error. Bellis tackled 10 away. Norman drives it in, crashes through one. Well, Milner underneath it.
They're in trouble here, Cass.
They are in trouble, and it's trouble of their own making, isn't it? Ball now comes to Lomax. Lomax with a dummy, now gets it to Wellesby. Ball was back down, this is play. Oh no, Castleford have knocked on again. Evelton spilled it. How many chances are they going to give the champions?
Well, they're just inviting them again and again, and eventually the dam will burst.
If Evelton would have picked that up, he would have been racing away, but now it's St Helens who are looking for a score. Well, Evans is quick. He had a long way to go, but he couldn't take it in. Lusick, short. McCarthy Scarsbrook hit hard. Good defence from Rob. Castleford are hanging on here. Pressure of their own making. Can they survive another set? Here is Dodd, little juggle, takes on the line. Mustafa with a tackle again.
Good contact there.
Lusick waits, goes short, pass hit Watts. This is going to be another set restart, and another offload, and the line broken, and kick in behind. Was that the right decision? For Raimo picks it up. Saints kicking on the first tackle. Paul Wellens will be furious with that.
Yeah, just a lack of composure there from the young half in Dodd. It was another set again off the back of Liam Watts' error, and a chance to have 4 sets on Castleford's line. And Lewis Dodd, he just has a bit of a brain explosion and tries to roll the kick in. And as soon as Beretta Faraimo takes it, Mark Percival looks round at him, wondering why he put that kick in. What terrific defence from Castleford. I thought they were going to break then. They just kept turning up.
Their lungs must be burning.
They just need the end of the half now, don't they?
Nice run from Mustafa. Formerly of Leeds, had a spell at Hull Kingston Rovers. Last one though, Miller needs to put a big boot on this. He's gone across the field. It's going to bounce on halfway. Bennison will pick it up on his own 40. Saints will return it up towards the halfway line. And now Castleford have got 2.5 minutes to survive to the break. There's some tired bodies out there, not just from the jet lag either. Ball with McCarthy Scarsbrook. Up the middle, he's hit hard. Kenny Edwards put in a good shot there. They're trying to get into that hole where he would have been. Here's Hurrell now. Hurrell charges forward. Edwards gets back, makes the tackle, but Castleford are back on their own line again. Big moments in the Super League. Here now is Lomax. Short pass, good legs tackle. Last one. They are loading numbers left. The champions looking for a second score. Here now is Dodd. Gets it away. They're going wide. Ball's on the ground. Well, Castleford, credit to them. Lee Radford was not happy with their defensive effort last week, but this week they have stood tall on their own line.
Absolutely, Mark. They just kept turning up, haven't they? And that pass there from Wellesby, it was a bullet of a pass. It perhaps just catches Mark Percival just above his right arm towards the shoulder area. He can't take it in with the opposite centre in front of him. And as you mentioned, Mark, I think Castleford have been fantastic so far.
Wait the 10, wait.
Well, Lee Radford wanted a response, and in certain aspects he's got one. They put in a big second half at Hull last week. They may need to do the same to get the points here. Saints leading by 6, just the one try. Really slow play of the ball. A set restart. Well, with a minute left, that could help Castleford. Can they end down the other end of the field?
Well, it would set us up for a fantastic half if Castleford could get over inside the final 50 seconds. Watts now to Mustafa.
Really have a lot on there. I think he'll thank Liam Watts for that pass at half-time as they go for a cup of tea. Here is Miller now, gets it away. They're going back to that left edge again with Turner. Almost got through the tackle. Well, he was pushed into touch there. That's going to be a penalty. Now there's 30 seconds left here. Are they going to have a shot at goal, or are they going to take a gamble and give themselves one go at the line?
I think it's incredibly difficult to get a kick from that far out over there. Kenny Edwards with a little short kick by 5 metres, and it's Miller.
This is it. Last play of the half. Counting down now. Good tackle. Percival gambled then. He read that well. They need one quick play of the ball here, Castleford. Well, they're going to get one. The hooter's gone in the background. Miller goes high. Wellesby, the try scorer, should catch this. Is he going to launch a counter-attack? Is Wellesby going to launch a counter-attack? He is. He offloads to Matautia. Matautia takes it in. He decides enough is enough. Well, question what St Helens would produce here in Castleford after a whirlwind couple of weeks that saw them down under, but they took the lead on the back of Wellesby's try. That came 24 minutes in. Percival added the extras as Castleford trudge off into the dressing room. We'll have all the reaction to come with Adam Danica, and Ashton Golding is our guest this afternoon. But at the Jungle, at the break, it's Castleford Tigers 0, St Helens 6.
Welcome back to League on 4, live from the Menderhose Jungle, where St Helens are leading Castleford by 6 points to 0. Now, Lee Radford said he wanted a big start from Cass, and they really came out firing.
Yeah, they absolutely laid the platform early on there. You know, we could clearly see they were trying to move the ball a little bit, and just momentum swing changes like this where they can drop a 40-20 in there with the class, the form exchange, being able to pinpoint the kicks.
And after that, he just gave them momentum to go forward and get this opportunity. Great idea from Castleford, completely what you want to see, but it's that defensive effort from St Helens that we know so well. We saw it last week, and again, here they just, you know, it's that body on the line type of stuff. They're not letting that ball get over that line, which is unfortunate for Cass because it was a great phase of play for them.
And we said earlier on they were going to probably play some expansive play. I think that's the learning disability players going behind us now. I hope I got that right. We said earlier on, Cass, we're going to play expansive. We said you said Jake Mamo was going to be key to that. He was, but for the right and wrong reasons.
Yeah, I truly believe he had his finger in every pie going out there. You know, he was moving the ball and he was really trying to work the ball. And when we say players need to be a little bit more expansive, you can't lose sight of the key elements to playing rugby, which is catch, pass and execution. And just on a couple of occasions he didn't come off, but he's creating opportunities and exciting to watch. So I'm thinking he's going to have another say in this game.
Should Mamo have done better?
Well, look, you know, his job out there on that wing is to get some pace and to get up the field. That's what he does. For me, it looked like he was afraid to take the tackle and he was throwing unnecessary balls. They weren't very accurate. They weren't great. And like he has got a great opportunity with Jack Broadbent on his shoulder. He chooses to go back inside the field. And again, just a bit of I'd say a silly offload. It was an unnecessary one. Take the tackle, reset the platform, get a quick play of the ball, and then your team can take you forward again. You know, he's making the yards, he's making the space, he's scrambling Saints' defence. Just take a tackle, take a step in from the sideline so you're not going to go into touch.
Yeah.
Get a tackle and let the rest of the team do the rest of the work.
And then after St Helens weathered all those storms, that last mistake then led to a try almost 30 seconds later at the other end of the field.
I mean, Saints, the way they're playing is very uncharacteristic, to be honest. They're moving the ball and a load of offloads are flying out. And for me, it's quite exciting to watch this. And even the key indicator for me, knowing that Saints are just not doing Saints things. Jack Wellby's running under the line there. He's usually out the back passing the ball.
Yeah.
So it shows that Saints are probably just not in position to run and execute their own plays properly right now. But they've still got the ability to do that to teams. They've still got the ability, the prowess, and also the know-how to turn up in the right positions at the right time.
Well, then they had a few more chances afterwards that didn't quite come to plan, but let's have a look at those.
Well, I think this one again just plays into the same kind of philosophy of Saints are just not doing Saints things. You look at Saints all last year, they make breaks like this. Saints wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
The Saints of old would not kick the ball, but I think they might have a little bit of a licence today to play. It seems like they might have a little bit of a licence.
Do you think that's intentional?
Well, you know, they've got a lot of pressure, hasn't there? There's nothing harder than coming back and having that expectation. You know, Cass have come in today, they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Saints have come in, they are world champions, they need to come and make a show. Paul Wellens will have said to his team, there's no excuses to not get those points today. So why don't we try something new? They know what we're capable of, and that's exactly what they're doing. And there's moments where it's paying off, but there's moments where, you know, there's just those little uncharacteristic errors. And in the change rooms, Paul Wellens will not be happy with how many knock-ons and unforced errors there has been.
So what do you think the steer will be in the changing rooms? Will it be play a little bit more like that, or will it go back to what you should be doing?
A little bit more percentage, I think. I think they'll talk a little bit more percentage rugby.
Yeah.
I think completion there must be around 75%.
Yeah.
They're a team that completes at 85% every time. So we're talking about Saints. They are the top, the pinnacle. They've won the World Club Challenge now. So they are the best team in the world. What we've seen out there was a probably below par St Helens. But again, we've got a free-flowing Castleford team who are quite asking questions. So it's 6.5 doesn't over. I'd say just go back to percentages is what the message would be.
And for Cast, are they going back to percentages, or are they saying throw it around again?
Well, there's an element of that, isn't there, with the Jake Mamo, that's lack of completion, which means that they're not finishing off their sets, which they're not getting the field possession from it. But yeah, you know, I said at the start, I'm not a huge Castleford fan. I've been willing Castleford on, you know, from the sidelines because they have got the opportunity, they are on the front foot, they have got the possession, and they have got the field possession, and they look, I would say, the better team in terms of just moving and just having that confidence to go forward. They've got no fear. So yes, completion, but I want to see that completion to be in points for them.
Yeah, and look, there was one other moment. There was a big hit that might have been contentious. Did this deserve more?
I don't believe it does. I believe it's a fair contest. I think, you know, they caught the ball quite low. I think the only thing that we can really question there is the motives of the arms. I think the arms are a little bit wild and a little bit loose, which is probably in question. But other than that, I think the nature of a ball catcher is going low. He's just caught a little bit of his chest with his chin.
No, he's run after the ball. He's sprinting down at pace. His arms are moving. He's got his arms out. It's unfortunate that there was a dip, which made it look a lot worse than it was. Had they both been the same height, and he'd have caught him with the arm, beautiful tackle.
All right, well, Mark Wilson and Kyle Amor will bring you all the action after the break as the Tigers try to get a decent foothold on the ladder and the Saints try to kick off their season with a win. It's round 2 of the Betfred Super League, live from the jungle, the mighty jungle, where the second half is a whim away.
Pretty tight first half sees the champions St Helens leading Castleford Tigers by 6 points to 0. Jack Wellby's try and a goal from Percival, the only points we had. But as you saw from those first half highlights, we could and maybe should have had many more. Waiting the two teams out for the second half, there is Johnny Lomax in his scrum cap, leading the chat in that St Helens dressing room. Work to be done, and Castleford making their way out. Jake Mamo there, number 21. 4 breaks for him in that first half, but crucially, no points. Paul Wellens and Laurent Fresineau, the St Helens coaching staff, at the back of the main stand here. Kyle Amor, former St Helens player, alongside me. What do you think Paul Wellens will have made of that opening 40 minutes?
Oh, look, I think he'll just be looking for a bit of composure down near Castleford Tigers line. They had a number of sets where they were just a little bit scrappy. The only try, of course, of the game, it came off of a mini break off Lewis Dodd, and then everybody just recognising space, flat and fast off the back of it. Johnny Lomax get his hands on the ball, and Jack Wellsby with a simple score. But yeah, for me, it's just fix up that. If they get that much good ball again and they execute well, they could put this game to bed. But of course, Castleford Tigers, they just need a bit more pill down the other end of the field. They've looked dangerous from deep in their own half, moving the ball well, promoting the ball. That second phase has been great for them. But just like you mentioned, Matt, the execution at times on the end of it has just meant that their chance to sustain any pressure near St Helens' line has just gone begging. It is a close game, it's 6-0, and there's 40 minutes of high-quality rugby league ahead.
Yes, indeed.
Stay behind, boys.
There we are. Betfred Super League action here from the Menhouse Jungle. Castleford 0, St Helens 6. As Saints will get first use of the ball in this second half, and another big collision goes in as Watts makes the tackle.
Some big bodies involved in there, isn't he? Dan Norman, Liam Watts. Matautia straightens up and leaves Mustafa on the floor. It's a good, hard, direct carry once again from the back rower.
Yeah, he's been very good today for St Helens. This fella's been all right as well, Bell.
He always looks lively, James Bell, when he gets the ball in his hand. He's got terrific footwork, a gorgeous pass as well. He just looks a little bit injured there as he escapes out of that.
Yeah, maybe just got a bang on the head. He's gone down, and the physio is coming on to have a look at him. And Saints now with Wellsby will just keep the kick low. Evans will catch it on the first bounce. What's his kick return like? Well, it's into a wall of white. James Bell is fit to carry on in back play, so he's okay. And Castleford now will look to work it out of their own end of the field. What do you think Lee Radford would have said at the break, Kyle?
Yeah, just similar to what we mentioned earlier, Mark. Just keep playing. You can't go into your shell and just try and go set for set with Saints. You've got to look to move the ball, create second phase, and just try and catch Saints moving around as well. But crucially, I think just a bit more composure when they get off on the back of those breaks and they have opportunity to apply pressure to Saints down the other end of the field. That's their best opportunity in order to score a try. Kenny Edwards through the middle now.
Looking to promote the ball, great tackle. Last one, they've got over the halfway line. Miller wants the ball down the short side. He will get it now, under pressure again. Goes high, Wellsby waits, no real pressure on him. He'll catch those all day, you would imagine. Runs at Watts, and Watts makes the tackle, and the two teams go set for set at the start of the second half.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they'd maybe want early on. Just trying to feel the way back into the half before it opens up. We saw Castleford with a blistering start of the first period.
Ball goes forward with Percival.
Move now, get together. Hold.
Lussick waits, dummy half, gets it away now. They'll move it across to Lomax, short pass. Tackle made. The Saints fans weren't happy with that shot, but referee says play on. And now the ball with Wellsby, gets it away. McCarthy, Scarsbrook over halfway. So this is a replay. Ooh, was there a contact with the head there?
Possibly so.
High kick will hold up on the win. Faraimo comes in off the touchline, catches it, but look at the chase again. Drives him back.
Yeah, that's perhaps the difference, isn't it, inside of the opening couple of minutes of this second half. You know, the first kick that Wellsby caught, he had an acre of time to catch it, pick his run. Flip that on its head, and Castleford Tigers, as soon as they catch the ball, it was Wingfield and company were ready just to meet him head on and tackle. And as a result, there's only 3 players gone and 10 metres made.
I just wonder as well if that wind is swirling around now. We saw Castleford fail to make touch in that first half. We thought they had the wind at their back, but I think it's swirling around now. It's a bit gusty as well here in West Yorkshire. As Milner makes a great run. That's a good carry.
It's a good carry there. Comes hard off his left foot. Able to get in between Matautia and Lussick.
Widdop goes high, and that one will hang on the wind. Wellsby catches 20 off his own line. Looks to get it away to Ritson. I just wonder there, John Turner would have had an eye on the ball. He maybe could have nicked that.
It's good work, isn't it, from the centre, Jordan Turner, just to anticipate that Wellsby can find that pass and give it to the speedster in young Ritson. I say young, he's 27, middle of his career, and finds himself on his debut at Super League.
Well, it's a bit of a fairy tale, isn't it? He's on a season-long loan officially from Barrow in the Championship.
Yeah. He spent time at Workington Town and Newcastle. So often there's some good players hanging around in the Championship that just need their chance and their opportunity.
Well, here go Saints again. Lomax weaving in and out, gets it to Percival. Percival now 25 away, last one. Get over to that far side. A ball swings in and now it's put up high. Evold should catch this, gets off the ground, ducks under one, but there's another one coming. Well, Saints are pushing Castleford further and further back at the start of every set in this second half, and these are tough meters now for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's time to roll your sleeves up, get your outside backs in, just try and create some ruck speed, generate something quick.
Broadbent's made a couple of good carries out of his own end, hasn't he?
He certainly has. It's a towering kick there, end over end.
Now they're looking to move it out wide, and well, Kenny Edwards could have gone there. He had Mamo outside him, but Edwards straightens up and goes it alone. And now the ball works its way. Here's Milner again. Milner charging forward.
Yeah, they're just missing something, aren't they, at the back, off the back of that carry. Kenny Edwards, no one to support. Milner on his own.
Another high kick will float down, and it's caught by Bennison.
It's a laboured chase once again, Mark. Contrast the two teams in terms of the kick chase and their effort. Well, as soon as the Castleford Tigers catch it, there's 3 or 4 red and white shirts pouncing straight away.
Wilson wrapped up. Wellesby comes down the short side, gets it now, gets it away to Hurrell. Hurrell bumps off Mamo. Rob does enough, but the offload there. Great bounce as well. Lomax is away. Lomax over halfway, looking to use the runners. He's gone through. Lomax has got support. T. Ritson for the corner, and Ritson will score his first Super League try for St. Helens, and boy did he enjoy that one. But that was down to the brilliance of Johnny Lomax. Outstanding play from an outstanding player.
Yeah, well, I'm going to roll back a few more plays earlier and watch Jack Wellesby's movement from the centre of the field. He spots something down this left-hand side of the defence of Castleford Tigers, introduces Conrad Hurrell, and boy, Conrad Hurrell does well. Gives an offload to Johnny Lomax, and then look at this, beats 1, 2, 3, 4. Kenny Edwards with a poor attempt, and Jake Mamo with the laboured chase back. T. Ritson on the outside, and the boy from Cumbria strikes to give the St. Helens 10-0. Terrific work from Hurrell there. Johnny Lomax, there's beats 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're all just grabbing at air. The poor attempts at tackles, and T. Ritson will... He probably won't get an easier finish than that. Delighted for him.
From your part of the world, of course.
Certainly is. Good on the boy.
T. Ritson with a try.
Did I mention he was from Cumbria?
Put on a plate. Percival now with the extras from out wide. This is a big kick, a 12-point advantage here. Could be crucial, but you have to say the way the Saints are squeezing Castleford in this second half has really paid dividends and led to that chance. But they'll be disappointed. There were opportunities to put Hurrell down, to get Lomax down, but once he got Ritson away, that was all over. Here is Percival then, looking to make it 2 from 2. He's kicking towards the St. Helens fans. Sends it on its way. It's a good strike. The champions lead by 12.
And that was one of the reasons, Mark, why I said that Castleford Tigers can't afford to take St. Helens on set for set, because I don't think they can cope with it. And on this evidence here, you can see why. Bodies are getting tired. Attempts at tackles are so poor here. Miller and Edwards, far too easy. Brilliance from Lomax. Great support there, like all wingers should do. T. Ritson to score.
Here comes Saints again. Now they have the comfort blanket of a second score. Ball carried forward. Milner makes the tackle. Well, Castleford have given away a set restart here, so messing about at the play of the ball.
It's just opening up now. You just get the sense, don't you? A couple of Castleford players not quite finishing tackles off, and they're just rolling forward with ease.
Big collision goes in. Well, I think a few eyebrows were raised amongst the Channel 4 crew as there's an error there from Bell and an error from Miller. So what will the referee determine here? He'll say a knock on either way. There were a few eyebrows raised earlier on when Ashton Golding, our guest today, he went for St Helens by 20. Well, he at the moment is looking closest.
I'll tell you why that sort of looks a good shout, because I don't think Castleford Tigers, I can't think of a time when they've had any sustained period near St Helens' line, apart from that Mark Percival cover tackle. They don't look like scoring at the moment.
Well, they left themselves a lot to do last week and scored some second half tries that got them back in the contest at Hull.
Okay then, boys, let's get in.
Look at that, metres gain, St Helens way in front, almost 250 more.
Hands over.
It's just been a solid performance, hasn't it? It hasn't been their absolute best by any stretch of the imagination, but they've done enough so far. However, there's still 30 minutes left of this game.
Well, here's Evans, gets it away on the far side. Araimo cuts in, needs to get to ground and does. Better from Castleford.
And they will have a purple patch in this game, there's no doubt about that.
Here's Griffin, taken off his feet. The head bandaged. Already spilt blood for the cause today. Here now is Widdop, gets it to Miller. Miller feigns to get the ball out of his hands, gets it away. Here now is Broadbent going for the corner. Broadbent, cross inside. Oh, was he taken high there? Was he taken high when he's got into touch? But it was Wellesby with a tackle, but there's a decision to be made here. Oh, look at this, what happened now? Oh, that's high, and that is a problem for St Helens. There's a huge decision coming in here.
Well, it's certainly a try for all money, isn't it?
Right, mate. In my opinion,
Let's hear from the officials.
Tackle from Wellesby. And in my opinion, he would have scored the try but for that foul play. So I'm going to give a penalty try. Okay, mate? Yeah.
He has not gone to the screen here. Liam Moore is that confident that this would have been a try. He's given a penalty try. So Castleford are back in it. Wellesby's not happy. I'm not so sure there.
Well, he can't shake his head, Mark. I agree with Liam Moore. This is a dead set try, from Broadbent. He does well to beat T. Ritson. Jack Wellesby's coming across the cover tackle. He steps off his left foot, and it is a high tackle. Jack Wellesby's left arm just slimes high there, hits him round the neck, and he dead set would have scored. I think it's a correct decision from Liam Moore. The pictures don't, well, they tell the story there. You can see it for all evidence.
I think we're that used to, as Widdop is lining up the kick right in front of the post, I think we're that used to officials going to the video referee, almost wanting confirmation that that is a penalty try. But I'm with you, I don't think Wellesby can have any complaints. It was a high tackle, he's a yard out from the line. Yeah. If he misses him, he scores.
No, look, you've got to remember that this is fractions of a second here. He goes so well, doesn't he, Broadbent, in and away there. But Jack Wellesby, the footwork of Broadbent just does him. And the left arm, it is a swing, and he is going to make a cover tackle. And I think, and so does Liam Moore, that would have been a try. It's the correct decision for me. It's a 6-point ball game, game on.
Stay behind, boys.
Well, the referee deeming that the penalty try was a sufficient punishment for Jack Wellesby, who got the try scoring underway, but has now given one away, and Evans did well to catch it, gets it away to Mustafa. So Castleford, an unexpected way back in for them. They got a penalty that got them out of their own end, and all of a sudden they're right back in this match.
Well, it was around this time last week over at Hull FC where they woke up and just started backing themselves and playing. Will we get a repeat of that here today?
The ball now works its way to Evans. We're hearing that Dan Norman has left the field. He's got a head injury assessment in the midst of that try as Kane Robb jumps out of dummy half. Oh, Miller's going to get filled in. You could see that coming. Sione Matautia says, get some of that into you, Jacob Miller.
Oh, he flattened him. Hit him with everything.
High kick. Dennison underneath it. Catches it, will bring it back. Castleford looking to put the squeeze on. Edwards on Wellesby. Look at this, bang!
Oh, that's a rib tickler for you there, Mark.
To the new rugby league fans out there, that's known as a rib tickler.
Oh, there's no contact going. Rob on that occasion, hunting Percival. Well, the intensity's just lifted here.
Ball now comes to Lomax. Hurrell up against Turner. Turner gets him. Miller trying to bring him down, but Hurrell showing his strength. Look at that. Sheer determination. Can Saints hit back straight away? Wellesby floats the kick over the top. He turns around Evalds. Faraimo's going to get there. Now he needs to get back in the field of play, and he does that beautifully and pinches 10 metres. Great kick return.
That was a brilliant kick from Jack Wellesby, an even better return from Faraimo. Evades Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook and does so well to get another 10 metres. Brilliant stuff from the winger.
It might be chilly in West Yorkshire, but the temperature on the field has just gone up a couple of notches with that Castleford response. The tackles are flying in. Is that Lussick?
No, it's a problem for Lees in back play.
Lees it is who's holding his head. Ball now here with Watts. Watts on the angled run, looks to offload,
Here
gets
we
it
go.
away to Kane Robb. Robb puts his head down through the tackle. Oh, almost lost it in a one-on-one.
He's been good, Rob, off the bench, hasn't he?
He has. He's certainly injected a bit of go forward, hasn't he?
Yeah, anything quick, he's away.
Ball now goes forward, high kick. Castleford are going to try and compete for it. They couldn't quite get to Benison. And the tackle is made over on the far side.
Well, if Castleford are going to get anything out of this game, this is an important set. Attack St Helens with the ball through the defence.
Interesting that Castleford have had a little bit of a reshuffle, haven't they? Jake Mamo has gone off, hence Broadbent is on this wing now.
Hold. Goal third.
There's a ball here with Bell. Bell carries St Helens working their way out. All of a sudden, 25 remaining, one score game. Ball carried forward.
5. Move.
Not to the
Hold.
halfway line. Ball now goes high. Evalds has got to come into pressure to get it. Gets there and gets to ground quickly. Tries to get back up, but is tackled 15 off his own line.
Once again, Kane Robb there. Just not allowing Lewis Dodd to dictate where that ball goes with boot. Brilliant kick pressure from him.
Here's Miller. Turner. Turner wrapped up. Broadbent on his bike again, gets away. Hurrell drags him by the collar.
That's good work from marker there. Conrad Hurrell doubling his efforts up.
Edwards gets a nice pass away. Here's Milner back on the angle. So Castleford on halfway, last one for them. Kane Robert dummy half. There's a Saints player down in the ruck. Widdop under pressure from McCarthy. Scarsbrook gets a high one. Taken again by Wellesby. Makes it look so easy, doesn't he? The youngster.
You just get a sense, yes, there's 24 minutes on the clock, but the next score is huge in this game. We're into that part of the second half now where fatigue's setting in.
Right now, hold me, hold. Goal 2.
St Helens, Walmsley back out there. Paul Wellens deciding he needs the big guns in the middle of the field to make some big meters and maybe a couple of breaks. There's a potential 40-20 is sliced out wide, and that will go in a touch. I don't think Castleford will be too worried about that.
Yeah, Joey Lussick there just scratches his head. You know he doesn't quite make the connection he wanted to on that. Looking for a 40-20.
There we go.
Joey Lussick, you mentioned there, with James Roby's absence, gets a rare start.
Okay, mate.
It's crucial that the club start looking beyond the years of James Roby. He can't go on forever.
No, he was ever present last year, Joey Lussick, but only 8 starts in amongst 32 appearances. But we know it is a 17-player game these days.
Yes, mate, yeah.
There's a ball now with Widdop. Widdop gets it to Miller. Miller short to Edwards. Oh, he had Evalds there.
Just look at the shirts that turn up on the inside, Mark. Anytime they move the ball, St Helens, there's almost an umbrella of red and white shirts underneath the ball. We see it there again. 3 men into the tackle, finding nowhere for them to go. And that's probably a reflection in the meters made.
Here now goes Widdop, gets it away to Evolds. Evolds gets it now, trying to work his way forward. Wrapped up 25 out, last one. Wants to play it quickly. Widdop, the go-to man, gets it away to Miller. Miller hoists the kick out wide. Hurl trying to get underneath it. Castleford catch it, but they can't keep it alive. Turner just couldn't get down to pick it up.
They done well to keep it alive there, and Jordan Turner, Broadbent just out jumps there. I think Hurl gets in the way of Ritson. Yeah, and Broadbent's pass, it's just round the ankles of Jordan Turner. The cover defence was coming across.
Well, of course, on Channel 4 last weekend, we saw St Helens in 80 minutes draw 12 all before an extra time golden point drop goals on and become the World Club champions. Well, we need golden point today.
Perhaps so.
Saints down their own end of the field. Their fans are trying to roar them on.
I think for Castleford, they still haven't really had any play of the balls in their opposition 20-metre zone. You don't really see them scoring from deep within their own half. Yes, they're making half breaks, but they need to have a period of sustained pressure. There's a 40-20 attempt again from Lussick. Yeah. Broadbent's there.
He is, and he gets a good roll on it though, Lussick, so Broadbent will have to bring it off his own line, and Broadbent fancies taking on Ritson, who gets his man. Here now goes Jordan Turner. Turner almost got through a gap. Here's Mustafa. He's not the biggest, but he does work really hard, doesn't he? Here's Mustafa.
He spins out of the tackle well, so often finds his front. For Raimo now, gets rid of Percival, offloads there, the ball through the middle of the field is Evolds.
There's Evolds now, Evolds trying to burn off Wellesby, no change there, Wellesby gets his man, and here now McShane gets it away to Miller, Miller going alone, maybe he went the wrong way, Castleford, last one for them. Are they going to come back to the centre? Griffin, oh, he should be kicking, should he, the big man? That is an absolute awful end. And Lee Radford will be going ballistic. Castleford there had 2 tackles 10 metres out and they came up with nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm gobsmacked what I've just seen, and no doubt Lee Radford will be as well. George Griffin, the ball shouldn't end up in his hands, but that kick over the top from him.
You'd imagine, even if he just runs it on the ground, at least you're going to have to make St Helens bring it off their own line.
Well, instead of turning the ball over 2 metres away from St Helens line, you now play 2. And Saints on this next carry should cross over the halfway. And that's the difference. Adam Milner goes searching there. Lees rides that out.
Oh, that looked
That's a penalty as well.
That is a penalty.
So they've compounded that poor end to the set with a penalty. And if St Helens, can get over the line down this end of the field and score a try, well, they've only themselves to blame, Castleford.
Well, why George Griffin was in that place at that time will be reviewed, I'm sure, by Lee Radford during the week, but it could be a pivotal moment in this match.
Well, I mentioned how they hadn't sustained any sort of possession down that end of the field. The simpler play would have been for Miller just to roll it in behind with a kick, at least ask a question.
Did you ever roll any kicks in your day?
No. I don't think.
One. Move! All. Go, one.
Here's Walmsley.
Come on, Paul.
Gets it away. James Bell trying to get to an edge, bumps off Miller, tries to bump off Edwards. I always like it how the prop forwards know what should happen, but when put in that position, they very rarely do it. Ball goes centre field. Here come St Helens. Maybe Walmsley's going to put one on the board for the front rowers union. He's tackled 10 away. Saints now looking for a chance to open up that scoreline again. Here's Lomax takes on the line.
Good tackle there from Milner. Lomax just checking his honesty, stepping hard off his right foot.
Here now goes Lussick. Lussick trying to work his way to the line, but Evolds is all over him. Last one. Castleford are short of numbers. If Saints go through the hands, they've tried to power over with Walmsley. Dumps the ball on the ground. Now they're going to that edge. Dodds, dummies. Dodds is wrapped up. Gets it away to Lomax. Lomax looks for Ritson out wide. Ritson can't take it in. Castleford, I think, have got a hand on that. And Saints are going to get the ball back here. Big moments for the Super League. four-time defending champions.
Well, look, that's what I was talking about earlier. Look how St Helens end their set. They contest it, don't they? They make it a lottery. A 50-50 there on that far side. And as a result, they'll get the ball back and they'll just continue to apply more pressure. It's the hardest part of the field to defend your own goal line. Takes so much energy out of you, so much organisation as well.
Ball now to Dodd, gets it away. Matautia, we're about to see Dan Norman come back on. He's passed his head injury assessment for St Helens. Good news for them. Ball now, centre field. Forward goes Knowles, they came racing out. Castleford have been asked some big questions here. What can Saints do? They go left to Lomax. Lomax, good defensive tackle from Faraimo there. He came racing off the touchline.
Had to be as well. Ball and all tackle.
Saints had a lot of ball in the first half in this type of area of the field, didn't do a lot with it. Can they do something? I mean, will they look at a one-pointer potentially here to give them that two-score lead? They want more than 1 point though. Ball now goes through the hands. Here's Wellesby, little dummy, gets it away. Bell tackled, last one. Castleford are holding on. They're starting to blow. Can they survive one more? Wellesby stabs it through, and here he is, the big front rower, Alex Walmsley. Right place, right time. Saints extend their lead to 10. Wellesby the provider. Walmsley on his 250th St Helens appearance. Blood pouring, but scores the try that might win it for Saints.
Alex Walmsley there, his 250th appearance, Mark. Like you mentioned, you called it the front rower, might possibly get a try this afternoon. And it's a delicate, gorgeous kick there from Jack Wellesby. Try scorer at the first of the game, Jack Wellesby, and try provider here for the fourth try of the afternoon. And it's a soft, beautiful little kick there. Alex Walmsley flat, knows that that's an option of Wellesby's and just able to get the bounce and get over.
George, can we get a clean shot?
Well, Walmsley might have to get that ear sorted out.
Wait, are we going shots now for what?
There's the doctors there to sort that out. Well, the physio. Well, one prop at one end comes up with a kick that turns over the ball, and at the other end, another prop scores a try that might just win the match.
And that's been the difference, Mark. That's something that I've mentioned a couple of times now, is what St Helens have been able to do from try line to 20 metres out at the Castleford end is an absolute world apart from what Castleford have been able to do. George Griffin there with that kick that just invited St Helens to clear their own lines. They come away with a penalty off the back of that. Saints put a couple of sets together, and in the end they just fall away over the line through Walmsley.
Keep on doing what we're doing.
It did take a kick to undo them. Percival looking to make it 3 from 3 off the kicking tee here. And that is exactly what he does. 18 points to 6. They're loving it, the Saints fans.
You can do it, mate. Yeah, he's been going.
And this is the try. And this is the kick. So much time. And Walmsley on the end of it.
Jack just dropped short, yeah.
It was as good as a pass, wasn't it? He enjoyed that one, Walmsley.
He certainly did.
His little half-back, mate.
Yeah, Jack Wellesby there providing Alex Walmsley with his 47th try in 250th games. And he's there again, the big fella. He's everywhere at the moment.
Surrender!
Well, just as it looked as though Castleford were going to get the ball back from a short restart, Alex Walmsley steps in.
There's an offload again from Conrad Hurrell. He's been great at doing that, just attracting players in and around him, supplying a late offload. The short kick-off there gets all contested, all tangled up. Big Alex Walmsley on the middle of the field, ends up almost on the touchline.
Well, he will be one of the names, I'm sure, that Kyle considers when he selects our Betfred player of the match. We'll get his opinions on that in round about 10 minutes or so.
4, move Liam! All the way, lads, all the way.
Ball just over the halfway line. Here goes Walmsley again. Walmsley bumps off one, bumps off two.
He's in the mood here.
Rampaging forward. Well, we said, what, with 25 minutes left, that Paul Wellens had put his big guns out there, and his big guns have come out firing. But that will be the turnover. Bell wrapped up, but not a bad place to give the ball to Castleford.
Yeah, Jack Welsby just gives his front rower a pat on the head, gets rid of Kenny Edwards, Miller, and Jordan Turner.
There is still time, just under 13 remaining here, but Castleford will be getting desperate pretty quickly. As Saints just starting to have more of the ball. 57% now for them. As Vete is back into the action. Lee Radford needs a similar response to the one that Alex Walmsley provided. McShane to Miller. Finds Widdop. Widdop ball over the top. Caught in the end by Faraimo. I don't think he was the target, and as a result has to lose ground. And there's a player down. I think it's Griffin who's gone down. And he's might be about to get run over here. In fact, he does. One of the St Helens players just tripped over him there. So the referee will stop play, and it is George Griffin, who's been in the wars today, who is down, about to get some treatment. Thumbs up. He's okay to go on.
Could I stop the game, mate? It's either a green card, sub, or HIA.
Ball over the top there from Gareth Widdop.
What do you want to do?
Wasn't quite.
I've had to stop the game, mate, because it's been in the way.
It was neither here or there. Oh, there was it. Was it Mellors? Was it Faraimo's?
What's that, mate?
Yeah.
What are you choosing, mate? Are you going to take him?
George Griffin.
He just got a nudge in the back, didn't he, as the Saints player was trying to get round him. He's going to go off, I think, here for a head injury assessment, I think. Griffin. Just see it here, the player going past there.
Yeah, it's Lees runs into the back of him.
No malice in that.
No, I don't think so.
Tackle 5.
There's no way Matty Lees would have been looking to do that. He'd obviously been watching the ball.
You know.
Just look at the speed of this defensive line from Saints.
Well, look at the speed of the passing, but Turner couldn't take it in. Conrad Hurrell was right up in his face. And Hurrell with a big smile and says, there you go, Jordan.
Play the ball, mate, yeah. Last tackle.
But they're able to get up that far on the edge because of the work under the ball. Mind you,
the thing is, if he catches that pass,
yeah,
it was on.
If he catches that, we're saying that it's far too easy to get around them. Because
they have created
2-on-none, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, they have. You know, you can't help but think back to the very start of the game, can you, Mark? And just wondering if those opportunities had been iced. Are we looking at a different scoreline, a different game, in fact?
Yeah. Ball now goes across towards the 20-metre line. St Helens leading by 12. 11 minutes remaining here. Well, this was a tricky trip, whatever Saints had done last week. Well, they've come here and they've done a very good job so far, and they might be about to put it to bed now as Lees rumbles inside 5 metres.
Yeah, they're hanging on here, Mark.
They are. They're going to move it wide. Not the best pass. Dodd did well to take it in. He's now going to put the kick in, but that was a poor one. And Evans tries to counter-attack, but the tackle is made. And it was Dodd defended his own poor kick there, as now they're going to move it wide to Turner. Turner tries to bump off Hurrell, but Ritson is there to add some weight to the tackle. And Castleford are running out of time here. Broadbent's tried hard, and Broadbent is away. He needs support, can't get away from Welsby, gets it to Turner, and Turner has dropped it again. And St Helens will come back the other way, and they're over the halfway line. That might have been the Castleford Tigers' last chance.
Yeah, it was terrific work again, wasn't it, for Broadbent? I've been impressed with him. His footwork's been exceptional. Jordan Turner comes up with another spill.
Well, this is it. Broadbent's been good, hasn't he? Got the pass away, but
yeah, that one perhaps was just a little bit behind Jordan Turner. Can almost be forgiven for that. But again, Mark, it's the execution and the last pass that's let Castleford down here today.
It has. There'll be some good things for Lee Radford to take out of this, despite the result. As Walmsley's going again! He's unstoppable! What a score from Alex Walmsley! Brought on with 25 minutes left to go and see the game out for the champions. And Walmsley has just steamrolled through the Castleford defence. And he is blowing the big man. But it's 2 tries for Walmsley. A day to remember for him. St Helens, the champions. Their defence is off and running again.
Well, he's regarded as one of the best front rowers in the world. 197 metres against St George, 183 in a World Club Challenge final. And this is just brutal, sheer size, weight, willingness to get over the line. He just runs through Kenny Edwards like he's not even there. In between him and McShane, both left in a pile behind. And that is a terrific try from the big front rower. Take a bow, Alex Walmsley.
I know it sounds pedantic, Johnny, but he's just like...
What a player. What a career. His career started, didn't it, down the road from here at Batley in the Championship.
Yeah.
And he's gone on to become one of Super League's finest.
22 games for Batley 10 years ago. And now 250 here today for the Saints. His 48th try as well. What a find, what a return he is. He's provided this club. And it's just, let me tell you, look, I played many years with Big Al. And I've seen him being able to change the momentum of games and win games on his own through his hard carries. And he's able to do that and be devastating with the ball because of the people in and around him. He'll be first to accept and acknowledge that. Morgan Knowles, Matty Lees, the latest ones who are just able to be there and defend and do a lot of good work for him because he is the best ball carrier, certainly in this competition, if not the world.
Well, Lomax is going to look to add the extras from 10 metres in, floats it delicately between the posts. Well, Lomax created the opening try, but this one was all about one man, and it's that man, Alex Walmsley. His 6th try-double in 250 St Helens appearances. You get the feeling there'll be a few more yet as Castleford goes short again. And this time they should get the ball back. They do. Milner drops upon it, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't bet past the hat-trick at this moment, would you? Sam Royal now enters the field. And just going back on that run there, just gets in between Kenny Edwards.
Hold out. Goal 2.
Just far too easy. Kenny Edwards, of course, came up with 8 missed tackles over at Hull. And he's come up with an error now. It's gone from bad to worse for him.
Edwards spills the ball, so it's going to be back-to-back defeats for Lee Radford at the start of the season. The Castleford Tigers, 2 tough-looking fixtures, but they've been better today than maybe they were at Hull last week, Kyle, and there's plenty of good things to take out of this performance, but still it'll be a tough pill to swallow, won't it, for Castleford?
Oh, yeah. You know, we mentioned, haven't we, perhaps if those opportunities had been nailed earlier, but let's credit Saints as well. You know, the Matt Percival tackle early on kind of just set the tone for where they were defensively. And whilst we accept they haven't been brilliant with ball in hand, they've certainly done a job here. And what an effort it is to come back after a World Club Challenge, the mental and physical emotion poured into that game, and to come here with a 24 points to 6 scoreline in a very, very difficult place to come. And the Castleford Tigers, they are searching for that first win, but it's not going to get much easier for them. 2 very, very difficult away trips to Catalan and Huddersfield. They could be facing none from 4.
Well, they did, I think, lost their first 5 games last season, Castleford, and ultimately only missed out on the playoffs in the final week of the regular season. You don't want to get behind too far too early.
No. Well, they were pretty good here at home last year. They were only beaten 4 times on this soil.
Well, here comes Saints again. Oh, interception, and Faraimo is away. Has he got the pace, though? They're chasing him back. Faraimo looking to add to his double last week, will score. Castleford in at the corner. Hang on, they might be about to check this. There was... Did he get this down in the field of play for Faraimo? He's very close. They just do want to check this. It was an intercept. Did he stay in the field of play? Well, this, if he didn't get it down, would sum up Castleford's day. Let's hear from the video referee.
Okay, so we're checking the touch and goal line. Faraimo's in possession of the ball. Have we got a behind shot on that case, or is that the best we're going to get? Can we go back a frame, please?
gets that down, Mark.
Yes, please. Thank you. Right, I think the first view is probably going to be the best angle. Okay, if the grounding is simultaneous, it will be no try. So can we go nice and slow on the first angle that I get? Okay, it's simultaneous, so I'm happy. I've viewed the angles. I've made my decision.
Let me know, Chris.
Well, Castleford's afternoon might just be about to get a little bit more frustrating. How on earth has Beretta Ferrimo not scored? How on earth has he not scored? He's been judged to have simultaneously hit the whitewash and put the ball down. Oh, Kyle Amor, there's nobody there. He's got to score.
He has to score. He has to score. The referee, like you said, Mark, has judged that ball and his elbow hit the floor at the same time. The right elbow's on the try line. And Beretta Ferrimo, as embarrassing as that is for him,
0.
Johnny Lomax breathes a sigh of relief as he just puts the ball down on the touching goal line.
1. Move ball.
There'll be people at home wondering it was very tight. The facts are Ferrimo should not have even left the decision to be made there.
It's a big error, that. But I don't think it, of course, affects or changes the outcome of the game. But probably like what we've said a number of times, Mark, it's just that's where this Castleford side have been in this game. Just that little bit on the end of every play that's been a chance.
Walmsley now, he's dummy half and he's going again. He's thinking about offloading.
Well, there's your answer to James Roby.
Here is Lomax. Lomax gets it away. Lee's on the
carry.
charge. Tries to offload it. Bounce backwards. Castleford will get it back.
Surrender.
Right, let's get our Betfred player of the match, Kyle Amor. I think we know who you're going to pick.
Yeah, it's got to go to the number 8, Alex Walmsley. 2 tries. His second stint was incredible. It rounds off a very special couple of weeks for him. Some big performances. I must give a special mention as well to Sione Matautia. I thought he's been brilliant as well in this game, but the Betfred player of the match goes to St Helens number 8, Alex Walmsley.
Yeah, 2 try bursts at the end to wrap things up as an offload from Vetti. Vetti here now is Turner. Turner trying to get away from Hurrell. Goes back in field to McShane, finds Mustafa. Mustafa gets it away now. Castleford going through hands. Too little, too late for them. They wanted a penalty, they'll get one on halfway. He'll discipline from Saints.
Yeah, Matty Lee's there, just with a little bit of a swinging arm over the top of George Lawley. He's trying to cover defend. Nothing too much in it, just a catch around the head.
Come on, boys, passed on by the ball, boy. It's got to be placed there.
But to only concede 6 points here today, Paul Wellens will be delighted with that. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook there on Vetti. He'll be delighted with that. There's things to fix up, of course there is, but for the Saints, it is round 1, and they start 2023 off with a win.
Ball over the top for Broadbent. Did he stay in the field of play? Well, it doesn't matter because Johnny Lomax is there. Johnny Lomax is always there.
Oh, he's been good as well today. Johnny Lomax, just a constant threat with the ball. Organises and barks this side around the park. All the experience in the world, the 32-year-old.
Back with me. Hold. Oh, Paul, hold. Goal 2.
Ball played. Here goes Benison, one of several changes for Paul Wellens today. And as he proved last year, a more than able part of this St Helens squad.
4.
That are looking to make it 5 grand final wins on the spin. A lot to happen before we get to the end of the season, but Saints have started as they mean to go on, and they might be about to add to their tally. Bell gets it away. Here now is Dodd.
He thought about the little kick there.
We're hearing that George Griffin has passed his head injury assessment. He probably won't come back on now, but that means he's available next week. Had he have been failed it, he would have been out next week. Here now go Saints again, putting it up high, ball knocked backwards. Widdop's going to have to deal with this, and Widdop will knock the ball dead, and that's going to be a goal line dropout. There he is, our Betfred player of the match. 250th St Helens appearance today. What a outstanding performer he has been. 2 tries today, and he is the Betfred player of the match, much to the delight of the St Helens fans. This hasn't gone 10, or did it go 10 over the touchline? This is going to be tight. If that ball hadn't have gone 10 metres, then St Helens would have had a penalty, but it bounced short, but I think it's passed over the 10-metre line. Might just see it from this angle. Saints let it bounce there. Where did it go out? Yeah, I think the touch judge couldn't have been any closer. Castleford get it back, but they're going to go to a second straight defeat.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you.
And the worrying thing for Castleford is those fixtures that I've mentioned coming up next. Catalan Dragons, always a very difficult place to go. Of course, they got a win over the Lee Leopards yesterday, and Huddersfield Giants as well. A lot's been mentioned about their squad. And Cass, and they've plenty of work to do, and they're going to have to fix it quickly. And Albert Vete there loses the ball. And that there, with 3 seconds to go, pretty much sums up the day.
Well, a lot was made about how St Helens would react to World Club Challenge glory in Australia last weekend. They came to Castleford, always a tricky task at the best of times. But Alex Wormsley led from the front. His 2-try second half stint took the game away from Castleford, who wasted some glorious opportunities, especially in that first half. It was always going to be a big ask for Castleford. We've got all the reaction to come with Adam Hill, Stanica Prim, and with our guest Ashton Golding. We'll hear from both camps as well as our player of the match. All that to come. But it's been a very, very promising start to the season for St Helens. They've come here and they've got the job done. The Tigers have been silenced. It's Tigers 6, St Helens 24.